as you can see, one of the first things that Henry did was correct. Henry made an arrow going from left to right. We call this horizontally. Hopefully you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes horizontally. And then going straight up and down, there's another 10. So that means in total, we have 10 times 10, or 100 boxes here. All right, we're now going to read the question to make sure that we understand what this question is asking us so that we can answer it correctly. All right, so the question reads 100 offices. So I'm going to underline that because that's important. That's a number, even though it doesn't look like it's a number in words. It says 100 offices need to be painted. The workers choose between yellow, blue, or beige paint. They decide that 45% of the offices will be painted yellow. 28% will be painted blue. And the remaining, so whatever's left, will be painted beige. We need to create a model that shows the percent of the offices that will be painted each color and write the amounts as decimals and fractions. All right, so there's a total of 100 offices. As usual, everything that I'm writing on Henry's board is what you should be writing and following along with Mr. Pierre. If you don't want to use the pen tool and you want to use the text box, that's cool because you know that I'm using the Apple pens, which makes it a little easier to write with. All right, so we find out, or we're told, that there's 45% that's yellow. So I'm going to write 45% here. We also are told that 28% is blue. So I'm going to write 28% here. And I'm also going to write a note to myself that 45% just means what? Well, percent means out of 100. So this must mean 45 of 100, or 45 out of 100. And 28% means 28 out of 100. Excuse me. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And we're then told that the remaining offices will be painted beige. Well, if it says remaining means what's left. And to figure out what's left, usually when we are finding what's left, it means we have to subtract. But what are we going to be subtracting? Well, I know my total is 100 offices. They told us that there are 100 offices. I know that 45 of those offices are going to be yellow. And I know that 28 of those offices are going to be blue. And then the final remainder is going to be beige, which will give me a total of 100. But first, when I look at these two numbers together, 45 plus 28, what is the sum of 45 and 28? What is that equal to? When I add those two together, what's 45 plus 28? Can someone tell me in the chat, please? What is 45 plus 28? Dee Dee, thank you very much. It's equal to 73. That's right. So 73 plus this unknown number is going to be equal to 100. I don't know what that unknown number is, but to figure it out, I can use the inverse operation, or the opposite of addition, which is subtraction. And I can just subtract 100 minus 73, and that'll tell me what the unknown number is. 100 minus 73 is equal to 27. So that means this 27 is going to be the number of beige offices. So 27 out of 100 will be beige. And we know also that a percent means out of 100. So if it's 27 out of 100, that means this is going to be 27%. Great. So now that I have the percents, let's go ahead and write in our fractions. We know that on a fraction, that the numerator is the top part of the fraction. And then the denominator is the bottom part of a fraction. And when it comes to a numerator and denominator, the numerator is our part, the denominator is our total. And we know that our total, once again, if you could let Kevin in, thank you, Mr. Acevedo, that our total is 100. So that means for every one of these fractions, the denominator or the total is going to be 100 because there's a total of 100 offices. But what's the numerator going to be? What's the part going to be? Well, that's what we have over here. We know that there are 45 out of 100 that are going to be yellow, 28 out of 100 that are going to be blue, and we were just able to determine that 27 out of 100 would be beige. Great, so now we have our fractions. Last but not least, we have our decimals. And to calculate the decimals, we know we're going to need to use our calculator, where we're going to take the part and divide it by the total. Well, when we look at our fraction, the part is 45. The total is 100. And when we divide 45 divided by 100, that's equal to 0.45. Thank you, Allison. Perfect. When we look at blue, it's going to be 28 divided by 100, which is 0.28. And then last but not least, for beige, that's 27 divided by 100, which is 0.27. Now, the last thing that we need to do is our model. So I'm going to choose my highlighter. And when it comes to the yellow, we know that one row is equal to 10. So I'm going to shade in 10. I'm going to shade in another 10. That's 20. Shade in another 10. That's 30. Shade in another 10. That's 40. And then I'm going to shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it's 45. And as Mr. Acevedo stated in the comments in the chat, yeah, because we are dealing with something that is part of the total, it's less than the total. It's always going to be less than 1. Great. Now I'm going to switch the color over to blue. And for blue, there's 28. So I know there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 5 plus 10 gives me 15. 15 plus another 10 gives me 25. And since I need a total of 28, that means I need 25, 26, 27, 28. I need a shade in 3 more. And unfortunately, I don't have a beige, so I'm going to use the black. And when we count up the beige, it would have been 27. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus 10 is 17. And then 17 plus another 10 gives us a total of 27. So we have our 27 here. Allison's done with her model, and I finished exactly with 9 minutes, or actually that'll be 9 minutes and some seconds, which was under 10, which was the goal.